Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McKelvey Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McKelvey Road in Oakwood with 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups. McKelvey Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ. And by Turner Wood & Smith, serving your insurance needs for over 100 years. Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Glenn, and this is Hall County Sports. And, of course, it's the time of the year when we start things off on every show just about with football, and we do that again on this show. Our game of the week saw Flowery Branch quickly fall into a hole that they could never crawl out of, with Heritage from Conyers getting down 20-0 before cutting it to 20-10, but eventually falling 35-16. The Falcons were their own worst enemies, with key turnovers getting turned into points by the other guys. Now, the momentum seemed to have swung back to the Branch after a Jason Johnson 13-yard run, a 2-point conversion pass to Zach Smith, and then a tackle of Heritage running back Blade Reed for a safety by Cole Ford. But the Patriots grabbed the momentum right back when they scored at the very end of the first half and tacked on a 2-point conversion of their own. The only other score for the Falcons came when Jeremiah Goss ran one in for 13 yards and 6 points. He would finish with 89 yards rushing on the evening. Flowery Branch drops to 1-2 overall and 0-2 in Region 8 5A, and afterwards, I and videographer Henry Gomez had a chance to talk with a bitterly disappointed Branch coach, Chris Griffin. Coach Chris Griffin joins us now for a quick word or two. Chris, turnovers were a lot to overcome. Dug a hole and couldn't quite climb out of it tonight.
You're right. Too many mistakes. Can't make mistakes and expect to win.
And sometimes it would seem to be a matter of timing, too. As we talked about at halftime, you were very close, but close doesn't count in this game.
You're right. Close don't count. You got to make plays at all times. I mean, it's never a good time to have a turnover, never a good time to make a mistake, and they're costing us huge right now.
Well, what are you going to do to take advantage of this and learn from this and fix some of these mistakes?
I don't know. I'm going to sleep on it tonight, and we'll evaluate, and we'll get better somehow.
I thought one bright spot, though, was your defense. Now, you put them in several situations, but they seem to rise to the occasion on a couple of times.
Yeah, defense is giving us a chance. It's what you asked for. Obviously, we've got some offensive issues, and we're gonna find a way, one way or the other. Now,
next up for the Falcons is a trip to Athens to face Cedar Shoals. The Jaguars lost to Lanier 21-7 last Friday. And for the most part, not a good night for our local teams, but the exception to that losing came when Gainesville beat Appalachia 48-7 for Coach Bruce Miller's 200th career win. Quarterback Mikey Gonzalez tossed a 5-yard strike to Rodney Lackey and had a 66-yard scoring pass to Chris Williamson for the highlights of that particular game, and also some other highlights. Chris Bird had an 18-yard rush for 6 more points. Kadarius Smith picked up a Wildcat fumble and returned it for 5 yards and a touchdown. And Jadarius Sosby had an interception for the last Gainesville TD of the night. The Elephants come back home to take on that Heritage team that beat Flowery Branch. Also, last Friday, Riverside fell to Raven County 24-3. Brandon Grant led with 60 yards rushing, including 55 yards to the one, but the Eagles couldn't punch it in. The lone score for the Eagles was short Jordan Ainsley field goal. On defense, Avery Cagle did have 2 sacks. Riverside will host Johnson next. The Knights remain winless after a 49-6 loss to unbeaten Pickens. North Hall got a 25-yard scoring pass from Jackson Madonna to Mac Barber and a 38-yard Chris Dennis field goal and a 46-10 loss to Carrollton in a battle of Trojans. North Hall at Stevens County next. The Indians had Friday off. They're 2-1 on the season. Well, East Hall had a number of starters out, including quarterback Devin Watson was pounded by Jackson County 31-6. Their only score was a 2-yard GL Vargas run. East Hall will host Lumpkin County in our next game of the week. Lumpkin lost a 42-35 shootout to Our Lady of Mercy. West Hall suffered its first loss of the season on the road at North Oconee when the Titans prevailed 28-10. Bradley Hodgson had a 42-yard field goal, and the Spartans got a 9-yard scoring run from Jay Crawford in the loss. Taekwon Statham had 80 yards rushing for West Hall, who set out Quan Williams for the game. He was out with some sore ribs. West Hall at Dawson County next. The Tigers had Friday off. They're 0-3 on the year. Now, before we end football, let's talk about some college ball and what great start some Gainesville High School alumni are off to. Blake Sims, 445 yards passing, the second most in Tide history in Alabama's win over Florida 42-21. And how about Deshaun Watson's performance in that overtime loss to Florida State as Clemson Tigers really scared him to death? And that performance just may have given him that starting role. If it didn't, it should have. More Hall County sports in just a moment as we take to the diamond.
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting. And a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905. Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, ensuring your future since 1905.
We're back. I'm Gary Glenn, and this is Hall County Sports. In softball, the North Hall girls team went 2-2 in a recent Lady Dog Invitational Tournament at Morgan County High School. The Lady Trojans beat Duluth 7-6 and shut out Jackson 9-0, but they lost to Archer narrowly 8-6 and to Social Circle 9-6. Ashlyn Brewster and Caitlin Edwards were among the leaders for the Lady Trojans offensively, both going 7 for 14 on the day. Brewster also led the team with 5 RBI in that tournament. Harper Seymour 6 for 14 with 2 RBI. Hannah Mealer earned the win on the mound against Jackson. Edwards got the win against Duluth. Then it was a big comeback for North Hall as the Lady Trojans rallied from 6 runs down to defeat Monroe area 8-7. North Hall strung together 6 hits in the final inning to pull out that win. Mealer got the win after replacing Edwards, who'd started. After scoring just once in the first 5 innings, North Hall began the comeback in the 6th. Mealer was 1 for 2 on the night with a double and an RBI. Kaylee Dyer and Logan Savvy each added a couple of hits. And Carson McCormick was 3 for 4. Carson McCormick 3 for 4 with 2 singles for RBI and the game-winning double. Now, Seymour also had a productive night at the plate with 3 singles and an RBI. Mealer then tossed a complete game for North Hall in a 10-4 win over Chestatee. She had 5 strikeouts. McCormick went 2 for 4 with a couple of RBI for North Hall, which had Edwards and Seymour both go 2 for 4 with an RBI. And Michaela Young contributed a double and an RBI. Now, earlier this week, the Lady Trojans celebrated senior night with a game against Lumpkin County, and Hall County Sports was there. And it was a happy senior night here at the Field of Dreams. North Hall victorious over the visiting Lumpkin County Lady Indians 6-2. 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors committed by the Lady Trojans, 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error committed by the visiting Lumpkin County Lady Indians. It was a winning outing for Hannah Mealer, who picked up her 10th win of the year against only 4 losses. And the Lady Trojans rise to 11-7 overall. But again, a big win, and I had a chance to speak with the 5 seniors for the North Hall Lady Trojans: Caitlin Edwards, Harper Seymour, as well as Hannah Mealer, Emily Joy, and Michaela Young. And I also had a chance to speak with Coach Brooke Russell. Tell me, first of all, how this season has gone for you and your thoughts as seniors as you get ready to play your last few games and maybe make the playoffs for this one. Let's start with you.
Honestly, together this year as a whole, we've played much better than we ever have before. We have the best chance, I think, ever of going to the playoffs than we have in the past 4 years. And it's just a blessing to play with these girls.
Harper?
We're ranked 3rd right now, and it's been a long time since we've been this good, and I'm really proud of everybody, and I think we'll make it far.
What about it, Emily?
I'm proud of everyone. We've come so far since I've been playing for the school, and it's just an honor to play for the school, and we've done so well. I'm proud of everyone.
Michaela?
I agree with Caitlin. We're closer than ever, and I just am so proud of all of us, and I know we're going to make it far because we're family.
Hannah?
Well, we're in a new region this year, and everybody, didn't expect us to come out really well, and now we're the underdogs, and I think we could really do something this year. I'm excited.
Caitlin, you have been playing really, really well here lately as a team. I mean, over the last couple of weeks, you're kind of rounding into that postseason form, don't you feel?
I do. Actually, what's funny is we always have that, it's called the comeback train. Our freshman, Kaylee Dyer, came and said it, and we always come back at the last moment, and we're gonna attack. We're gonna do amazing. This last part of the season is gonna be great. Nobody's expecting it.
Let me ask you, girls, what are you going to take away from high school softball besides the ability to play softball? I mean, most of you girls have been playing softball most of your lives, really, since you're little bitty kids. So what do you take away from that? Let's start with Harper.
Teamwork, I don't know.
Learn how to communicate well with others and be friends with everyone and be part of a family.
Sisterhood, most definitely. We love each other, all of us.
I got to ask Hannah, too. You picked up win number 10, I understand, in double digits. So, I mean, that's great, but what are you going to take away from this game besides playing the game?
I'm just really thankful for all the girls. You know, I can always count on them. We're sisters now, so.
Pretty much feel that way too? All do. Congratulations, ladies. Good win, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
With Coach Brooke Russell, and Coach, for a while that was very, very tight. Talk about this game in specific here. But then you kind of kept hanging in there, and got out of some jams with some great defense. I got to give you credit, both infield and outfield.
Yeah, we definitely played good defense, but our girls were struggling to begin with just to make an adjustment at the plate against Lumpkin County's pitcher, but they did exactly what we asked them to do. We just kept encouraging them and telling them some things to do to make adjustments at the plate, and they finally did, and when they did, they were able to get some hits and get some runs. So.
And you have been playing pretty well here as a team over these last couple of weeks. I keep reading about it in these wins that you've been putting together.
Yes, yeah, we've been pulling some together, even in the 7th inning at times. So they're definitely showing their heart and their character and their love for the game. So.
And I saw a big comeback win not too long ago either, right? You were down a whole bunch of runs.
Yes, with Monroe area. We same thing like I was just talking about. They had to really show their heart, and they did, and they played well and got a win out of it. So.
You got 5 good seniors, don't you?
I do. Very good. Gonna miss them.
What about the postseason now? I mean, I know that's still out there, but
right.
if you keep winning, that takes care of itself.
Yes, yeah, it does. We've got a good shot to get out of region and go see some ball that we haven't seen yet. We haven't made it out of region since I've been head coach here, so this is an exciting thing. The girls have worked hard for it, and they deserve it. So we got a big week ahead of us first, though.
6-2 the final tonight, so enjoy this one for a little while.
Yes, thank you.
Other softball, Flowery Branch team scored an 11-0 region 8-5A victory against Cedar Shoals. Mackenzie Harris went the distance for the win, and it was a big region win for East Hall, 4-3 over Fannin County. Stephanie Redmond had 3 hits to lead the Lady Vikings. Redmond was 3 for 3, including a double in the 3rd inning and 2 singles. The Lady Vikings put up 3 runs and 2 doubles in the 3rd. And Gainesville pitcher Kayla Street struck out 15 batters in a complete game 2-hitter to pitch the Red Elephants to a 4-1 win against Cedar Shoals. Whitney Ledford led the way at the plate for Gainesville, 3 hits, an RBI, and a run scored. We got more for you right after we take this time out.
Proper maintenance is vital to the life of your car. Let the experts at Mountain View Auto Repair take care of all your vehicle needs. Owner Danny Hammock has over 50 years of experience in the automotive business and has earned a reputation of being honest and fair with his customers.
We try to treat everybody like I want to be treated. You know, that works out pretty good, and try to keep our price as low as possible to keep people coming in and give them a good price for their money. We do whatever turns up on a car, any kind of work, any kind of car, just it don't really matter. We do it all. People say, when you going to quit and retire? I say, probably never. You know, as long as the Lord let me work, I'll probably be here working.
I've been trading with Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair for about 20 years. I've always been very happy with his work. It's very easy for me to talk with him. He doesn't talk down to me. He explains it in a manner that I can understand.
Most of my customers are like friends here. You know, I've known them so long, and I count them as, most all of them as friends to me.
Remember, when you want honest, reliable service, put Mountain View Auto Repair under your hood.
You've decided it's time to get in shape. Now let Falcon Parkway Fitness in Flowery Branch help you achieve your goal. Open since 2000, Falcon Parkway Fitness features free weights, exercise machines, group fitness classes, as well as personal training in a fun family environment with childcare, lockers, showers, and 24-hour access. Come by for a free consultation with a certified personal trainer. And just next door, check out Optimum Body Care Day Spa with massage, facials, and waxing, or K. Michael's Salon for hair and nail care. Falcon Parkway Fitness is your hometown family gym, located in Flowery Branch, right behind the public shopping center. We're back. I'm Gary Glenn. This is Hall County Sports. Our volleyball segment coming up for you now. And high schools are not the only ones in play. The colleges have also opened up their seasons. And with us now to talk about what's happening on the local scene, Brenau University coach Michael Carter, who comes to the show as the first-year coach. Thanks, Mike, for coming in.
Pleasure to be here.
Tell me a little bit about taking over the program now. It's not exactly like you built it from the ground up. It had already been established, but they brought you in to kind of tweak things a little bit. So tell me about that a little bit
Well,
first.
the program has been established, and we've got a lot of girls who are back from the teams from the last couple of years. So we've got a number of seniors, 5 seniors on the team, in fact. So we're not exactly starting from ground level. We had a great base to kind of move on from. But coming in and trying to change the culture of volleyball at Brenau University has been somewhat of a challenge. You know, getting the girls to buy in, getting the athletes to buy in, and instill a culture of hard work, competition, and you know, just really strong work ethic, and translating that to the volleyball court. It's been a challenge, but it's been fun.
And also, Mike, you're also taking over other people's kids, basically. I mean, the people that they have recruited and in their system. So I guess getting them to buy into your system has to be part of the struggle.
It is part of the struggle. I've had an advantage. I knew a number of the girls previously to starting at Brenau. So I had 5 of them, different, a couple of sophomores, a couple of seniors, who had been in my gym before, who knew the systems and the methodology and the philosophy that we were going to implement as soon as I took over. And those players were already bought in. They've already seen the successes. They've already seen, you know, how great everything can be.
Mm-hmm. Most people tell me that when they go from one level to the other, the next thing that people have to get used to, like from high school to college and college to the pros, is the speed of the game in just about every sport. I guess that's the same thing in volleyball.
Absolutely the same in volleyball. You know, the balls are being served tougher, they're being hit harder, you know, you have less time to react, and you know, just adjusting to that speed. And we're asking the girls to go from one place to the other, you know, defensive movements, transitions, you know, at a lot faster than what most of them are used to doing. It's tough.
Yeah, but you get a little boost from things like the Olympics, which get a lot of coverage now. I mean, I know a lot of it's beach volleyball, but they also do some in the gym as well. So people are acquainted with this sport now much more than they used to be.
Absolutely. The public perception of volleyball is changing. It's been kind of the redheaded stepchild for a long time. And as
something you do at a youth gathering, you need to kind of whack it around a little bit.
The barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. On the beach.
You got 10 people out on the court and just hacking a ball around. And that's not what we do. We play volleyball at a very high level. And as the general public is becoming more knowledgeable about the game, we find that the fan support and the interest in the game is, you know, really gone through the roof. It's been fun to be a part of.
At the time we're doing the show now, you're 6-6 on the year. So tell me a little bit about your season so far.
The season so far, we're not focused necessarily on the wins and losses at this point. What we're doing, like I talked about before, is we're instilling a culture and talking about the little details in the process and getting better through the process. And we believe that as long as we're improving every time we step on the court, the results are going to take care of themselves. And I've seen some tremendous improvements from, you know, preseason to the matches we've played in the last week or so.
Mm-hmm. Who's the class of your league? Who do you aspire to be up there competing with?
Well, we've already played them twice. Coastal Georgia is ranked in the top 25 in the nation, and they have some phenomenal athletes. They're in a great situation down there in Brunswick, Georgia, and Coach has done a phenomenal job with those kids. The Mobile team is also right there with them.
Mm. Who does it for you? I know this is a team sport, but you probably got some leaders, people that you sort of say every match we're going to depend on you. You got to kind of carry us a little bit.
Absolutely. We've got an outside hitter senior, Sydney Kuhn. She was out last year with a shoulder injury, so she's back playing for the first time in a couple of years. And she has really anchored our team at the outside hitter position. She's somebody we can count on to play hard and play with a lot of heart every single time she steps out on the court. We've also got Rachel Adam, who is a middle for us, phenomenal blocker, you know, great teammate, great team leader.
You know, I'm about to talk about some high school folks here in just a minute, Mike. This is a pretty strong volleyball area around here now. You got some teams that got some talented kids around here. Do you kind of look at the local folks? Do you mind any of the local talent?
Oh, I love looking at the local talent. It's absolutely great seeing volleyball in the area grow and grow. We've been for years behind some of the rest of the country with our level of volleyball, with what we're doing in the gyms on a day in, day out basis. And volleyball in Metro Atlanta and Gainesville is getting stronger, and it's great to see. Love the local kids.
Mm-hmm. You got any timetable, Coach, where you want to be? My 1 year plan, my 2 year plan, and all that.
My 1 year plan is just get the culture instilled, and we've got some seniors who, they've been in the program for a long time, and we want to do as well as we can for them. But as long as we can get that culture instilled, get the recruiting in place, in 3 years we want to be at the top of the conference, and I think that that's a goal that we can attain.
All right. Mike Carter, you volleyball coach with the Bernal Golden Tigers. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And all the way down the line. Maybe we'll have you back here before too much longer. We'll talk about competing in those playoffs and the conference championship.
That sure would be nice.
Well, East Hall won another high school tournament, the Rally on the Ridge in Fannin County, winning 6 matches along the way. They beat Gilmer for the title after knocking off Coosa in the semifinals. They also beat Rabun County and Pickens, as well as Gilmer and Coosa in the prelims. With 29 points on serve, 13 aces, 46 kills, 2 assists, and 40 digs, Allison Seegers got the MVP award, with teammate Savannah Lindsay getting on the all-tournament team with her 29 points on serve, 8 aces, 3 kills, 2 assists, and 69 digs. The Lady Vikings opened region play with wins over Lumpkin and West Hall. Seegers with 12 points on serve to go with 3 aces, 8 kills, and 10 digs for East Hall. And Lindsay added 16 points on serve with 3 aces and 23 digs. Ashley Burnett scored 19 points on serve with 9 aces, a couple of kills, and 11 digs, while Cassidy Shockley had 2 kills, 4 digs, and 23 assists. The Lady Vikings also earned a win over Monroe area before losing to Appalachia. Minette Maldonado had 14 points on serve with 3 aces, 7 kills, 12 digs, and a couple of assists, and Seegers contributed 11 points on serve with 4 aces. In other volleyball, Gainesville won over Lakeview and West Hall. Sydney King and Savannah Royce led the way for Gainesville. King with 5 aces, 11 service points, and 14 digs. Royce with 6 aces, 8 service points, and 19 assists. After beating West Hall, Lakeview lost to Gainesville. Katie White led Lakeview with 14 kills and 17 digs in the 2 matches. Bailey Tolles, 20 assists and 5 aces. And the Lady Lions also split a pair of volleyball matches, knocking off Tallulah Falls before falling to host Hebron. Katie White with 14 kills, 19 digs, and 3 aces for Lakeview. And Katie Gay added 8 kills, 18 digs, and an ace. Delaney Jarrett notched 14 assists, 3 aces, and 9 digs for the Lady Lions. The Gainesville volleyball team also defeated Salem and Johnson. Against Salem, Sydney King, 16 digs, 9 service points. Sydney Calkins added 2 aces and 8 service points, and Bethany Whittington contributed 4 aces as well as 9 service points and 16 kills. Johnson got a win over Salem that night, with Grace Edson scoring 4 aces with 11 assists. And the Lady Trojans of North Hall whipped Madison, then beat Johnson in the second match. Lily Pascal led the way with 23 assists and 7 aces for North Hall. Sydney Cleveland contributed 9 kills, 6 aces, and a 10-point service run. We're back to wrap it up when Hall County Sports concludes. Gary Glenn back on the set of Hall County Sports, along with Rob Bruce, who's pastor at McEver Road United Methodist Church, the place where we have our studios. And Rob, you had some interesting comments come to you in a recent service.
I sure did, Gary. All churches say they're friendly and welcoming, but y'all and I, and Gary, you and I both know that sometimes that's not always the case. But here at McEver Road, we receive a lot of comments from our guests that we are. In fact, yesterday I got one that said, "I love that all are welcomed." So if you're looking for a church home that will welcome you, we ask for you to take a visit at our church, McEver Road United Methodist.
All right, Rob. Thanks very much. Sounds great, and we'll see you in church on Sunday.
Okay, Gary. See you Sunday.
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting. And a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905. Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, insuring your future since 1905.
We're back. I'm Gary Glenn, Hall County Sports. Now, some titles for Hall County runners last week at the 12th Annual Main Street News Cross Country Invitational in Jefferson. The Gainesville boys and Johnson girls won team titles, while the Red Elephants' Juan Ortega and Chestatee Lindsey Grader took first in the individual races. Grader, coming off our first varsity win at the Saucony Invitational, ran the Crows Lake course in Jefferson in 22:05 to win the girls' event there. Mary Barnett and Abby Cleish placed 6th and 8th respectively to help the Lady War Eagles wrap up second place in the team competition. And in the boys' meet, Chestatee finished second as a team behind the strong finish of Jack Carnes, who took third individually. Logan Brock was 6th and Ivan Martin 7th for the War Eagles. And Lakeview's Lewis Brooks took second overall at the meet. On Lakeview's boys' team finished 4th overall. Well, it took a couple of weeks to figure it out, but the Georgia Iron Dogs, headquartered in Gainesville at Iron Beast Barbell, had quite a showing in the America's Cup powerlifting meet in Kennesaw. Jason Banks wound up winning Best Lifter in push-pull, while Eric Head won Best Lifter in the bench press, and the Georgia Iron Dogs won the full power team event. Banks took first place in the Submasters Open in the raw 125 kilogram, that's a 275.58 pound weight class. Had some national records along the way in the category, a bench press of 185 kilos at 407.85 pounds, and a deadlift of 285 kilograms or 628.31 pounds, and a total of 470 kilos or 1,036.16 pounds. Head lifted a world record of 187.5 kilos or 413.36 pounds to win the open raw bench only category and the 60 kilo or 132.28 pounds weight class. Yeah. Better than 3 times his body weight. The Dogs also had quite a few other firsts and record-setting performances on the day. A computer programming problem and a huge turnout prevented the organizers from giving out the awards that night. Well, at Brenau University, we talked earlier about their volleyball program. Well, they're offering a 6-week tennis program designed for beginner children, 10 and under, focused to teach you the basics of tennis and get kids to playing the game fast. All you need is a pair of tennis shoes and willingness to have fun and learn the game. Now, it's going to be on Mondays from 4 to 5, October the 20th through November the 24th. Cost is $30. That'll include 6 weeks of tennis lessons, a tennis racket, a USTA membership, and an NEGTA league fee. Sounds like a pretty good deal. Now, to sign up, you need to contact Andre Ferreira at 770-534-6230. That's 770-534-6230 or aferreira@brenau.edu. And finally, at the recent Dragon Boat Festival at the Olympic venue, good news for the local folks. The Lanier Canoe and Kayak Club came out victorious in both the 250-meter and 2,000-meter races. A fine time was had by all, and a number of the LCKC's Dragon Boaters, you know, are fresh off of that trip to Poland, where they helped Team USA win the overall World Championship. Congratulations to the Dragon Boaters. That's our show for this week. I'm Gary Glenn. Join us next week right here for more Hall County Sports. Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McKellar Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McKellar Road in Oakwood. With 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups, McKellar Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ. And by Turner Wood & Smith, serving your insurance needs for over 100 years.
Oh.